is sometimes a very easy thing in the Roanoke Valley. The citizens of the Old Dominion are set for spring. But tonight, inside the Salem Civic Center, the NCAA Division III National Championship is on the line as Illinois Wesleyan meets Nebraska Wesleyan. It's next. Welcome back inside the Salem Civic Center in Salem, Virginia. The Old Dominion is rocking tonight for the NCAA Division III National Championship college basketball game. The Titans of Illinois Wesleyan University set to meet the Nebraska Wesleyan Plainsmen. Here's a look at the route these two teams took to tonight's championship game. Illinois Wesleyan trailed Alvernia College of Reading, Pennsylvania early before bouncing back to earn the right to play in tonight's title game. Williams College of Massachusetts gave Nebraska Wesleyan all they wanted, but the Plainsmen hit no less than 12 three-point shots en route to tonight's championship game. And a very pleasant good evening, everybody. I'm Dave Weekley, happy to be alongside Butch Estes tonight for this national championship game in NCAA Division III. Illinois Wesleyan coming in 28-2. Nebraska Wesleyan 25-6. We got two terrific teams, Butch, but only one will win a national championship tonight.
Well, there's a lot of emotion, Dave. You've got anticipation, nervousness, excitement, happiness, sadness, every emotion you can imagine. And, of course, this is a big game for both teams, obviously.
When you take a look at these two teams and how they got to this championship matchup, guard play has been at a premium. Let's begin with the Titans of Illinois Wesleyan.
Well, let's talk about Corey Kuhn. What an outstanding freshman guard. This guy has started every game as a freshman, made third-team all-conference, and you're supposed to be nervous when you come to the Final Four, but he lit it up for 24 last night.
And when you talk about guards play, the Plainsmen of Nebraska Wesleyan also excel in that category.
Well, let's talk about Mitch Mosser. This guy is known as a leading assist man, one of the tops in the nation, but last night he exploded for 30 points. He was 5 of 6 from the three-point line.
Well, when you talk about Nebraska Wesleyan, those two guards combined for 58 points in last night's semifinal win. We're looking forward to a terrific game. We'll check our starting lineups and have the opening tap from Salem, Virginia in just a moment. You're watching the NCAA National Championship game. Hey.
Get new fish stains for us.
Okay.
Yeah. Did he get it?
National championship game. Here's a look at the starting lineups for both teams. For Illinois Wesleyan, Brian Crabtree at the forward spot could be the best player in small college basketball, and you can see the Plainsmen, their outstanding guard tandem. Kissinger and Mosser were ready to go. The Titans of Illinois Wesleyan in the green uniforms, in white, Nebraska Wesleyan. And Butch Estes, when Nebraska Wesleyan wears their white uniforms, they are 17-0 this season.
But they haven't played anybody like Illinois Wesleyan lately either, so that may change tonight, but it might not.
Illinois Wesleyan with the basketball. Inside shot is blocked. Niebrigge had the shot rejected, and Nebraska Wesleyan has the basketball.
Now this is interesting. Illinois opening up in a 3-2 zone when really they're forte. Both teams like to play man-to-man.
Yeah, we talked to the coaching staff of Illinois Wesleyan, and they said they might show a little bit of 3-2 at the beginning of the game just to show a different look, but we anticipate both these teams going primarily in man-to-man tonight. Shot clock inside at 10. Still no score. This is the NCAA Division III National Championship game. Pass is tipped and stolen by Brian Crabtree.
And you're seeing one of Crabtree's abilities there, Dave, his ability to bring the ball up the floor. He's almost like a 6-7 point guard.
Hoder goes hard to the hole and has his shot rejected out of bounds by Nate Thomas. 26 seconds on the shot clock, and the Titans will trigger it.
Hoder looks more like a tackle in football than he does a power forward in basketball.
Crabtree, the high arcing jumper off the baseline, no good. Chased down his own rebound. Out of bounds, off the hands of Niebrigge.
This is an understatement, Dave, but neither team is in the flow yet. They're both very nervous, and you would expect that in a national championship basketball game.
Yes, that's exactly right. By the way, Williams College of Massachusetts won the consolation game tonight over Alvernia, 78-77.
In a barn burner.
Still no score. Both these teams playing for a national championship tonight. Maybe a little nervous. Yet another turnover.
You know, the zone's a little bit unusual because last night the perimeter of Nebraska just lit this place up. But the zone's working so far for Illinois.
This is Corey Kuhn, number 12 in green with the basketball. Hoder looking down to the baseline. Crabtree rises. Back iron, no good. And the rebound, Mitch Mosser. The pass ahead to Ideas, no good.
Nebraska a little bit bigger and stronger on the inside. They had the advantage in that direction. And their rebounding is part of their strong point of their game and a big concern of Coach Bridges.
Both these teams have amazing records on their home court. Illinois Wesleyan on defense in the green. They've won 46 of the last 47 games they've played on their home court, including a perfect 13-0 mark this year. Shot won't go. Illinois Wesleyan with the ball.
I think I'm not going to give the defense credit for the poor shooting at this point. It's
and our first score of the game on the drive, it's Corey Kuhn, the freshman from East Peoria, Illinois.
And just last night, he got the first bucket for the Titans last night as well, unusual for a freshman to do that. Coach Bridges will stay with his zone as long as it works. They've yet to crack it.
Off the baseline, the shot is up and good. That is Chad Ideas with a hoop, and we're tied at 2.
6'5", 220, transfer from Nebraska. Sitting on the bench for the Cornhuskers, decided he wanted more playing time, so he just goes across town because Nebraska Wesleyan, of course, located in Lincoln, Nebraska.
That's right, and transferring from Division I to Division III, he did not have to sit out a season. Immediately eligible. Crabtree, baseline drive, and good. Illinois Wesleyan with a 4-2 lead. Back the other way on the cherry-picking goal for Nebraska Wesleyan, Kip Kissinger, and we're tied at 4.
Kissinger known for his outside shot. That time he had a great pass from Mosser to get an easy bucket. Titans have got to get back. Both teams are concerned with the other team's ability to fast break.
Andy Boyden unable to play tonight for Illinois Wesleyan. He's got mononucleosis, so Matt Hoder, number 50, is in the lineup.
Well, Boyden is a very good player.
Three-point shot up and good for Corey Kuhn.
Here they go again, and look at this heads-up freshman play there. He's responsible for 5 points and a great defensive play.
Kuhn the steal, a 3 on the way for Hubbard.
And this is a team full of tradition, and now they're warmed up. Now they're over their pregame nerves.
Illinois Wesleyan with a 10-4 lead at the 16-minute mark of the first half.
Dave, don't get real excited if either team establishes an early lead because I suspect the other team will come back. These are too good of basketball teams to blow each other out.
A 3 on the way, around the rim and out for Mosser. One and done for Nebraska Wesleyan. Here comes Illinois Wesleyan back on the offense.
Up-tempo, both teams. Illinois very concerned with rebounding, and so far here early, they're doing an excellent job of checking off and not allowing Nebraska to get to those offensive boards.
Right down the lane, and a foul is called. On the drive, Niebrigge went hard to the hole, and he was fouled.
Well, Brent Niebrigge is an excellent athlete who last year played on the JV team at Illinois Wesleyan, and both of these teams sport JV programs, which produces young players, or gives young players a chance to develop their talents and move on up to the varsity.
10-4, Illinois Wesleyan with the lead. You're watching the NCAA Division III Men's National Championship. Well, the fans of the Titans of Illinois Wesleyan, they're fired up. They're leading the national championship game by 11, 24-13 over Nebraska Wesleyan.
Well, there you see in Bloomington, Illinois, and College Conference of Illinois and Wisconsin. What an outstanding conference that is. It has produced 5 national champions, both all in North Park, 2 runner-ups in Augustana, and 3 third-place finishes. When you win this conference, you put yourself in a position to win the national championship.
Well, Denny Bridges, in consecutive years, Butch, has done this. Advanced to the Sweet 16 in Division III, then the Elite 8, then the Final 4, and now tonight into the national championship game.
He's only 1 game away from the ultimate dream of every coach and every player that plays this game.
Three-point shooting, you can see Illinois Wesleyan red hot from outside the arc in the early going. Shot block, foul called.
Ooh, and the shot clock was about to expire, which makes it a A double mental breakdown.
That's John Baines whistled on the personal, the junior from Bloomington, Illinois.
Now, we might add that Andy Boyden, who is normally a starter, is out with mononucleosis. He averaged 12 points a game, and that means that guys like John Baines and Matt Hodor are going to get more playing time tonight than usual.
And the lead now 10, 24-14, 8:52 to go in a very quickly moving first half.
There's a coach, we just saw a shot. Coach Raridan, who's won 150 games in 8 seasons at Nebraska Wesleyan. A little bit of full court pressure. Watch the run and jump now coming. If they get an opportunity, if they clear out, which they did, they probably won't get the jump. But Nebraska Wesleyan likes to pick up man, go do a little trapping if they have the opportunity.
Corey Kuhn has been a big factor, the freshman, number 12 in green for the Titans here in the early going. Crabtree wants to go one-on-one, picks up the dribble. Both these teams were very concerned at the shoot-around today, Butch, about backdoor cuts. Kuhn thought about a three. Shot clock running down. Crabtree's going to have to do something. And that will count.
Is that good court presence? He knew exactly what the clock was. Nice little pump fake, step through. Great concentration.
Crabtree averaging over 22 points per game. He is the man when you're talking about offensively for the Titans of Illinois Wesleyan. Hot pass inside, shot partially blocked. That's Baines on the block. Here come the Titans on the break. Crabtree wants to go all the way. He lays it up and in, counted, and a foul.
Now you know why he's what he is. Basketball Times Player of the Year in NCAA Division III for the year 96-97. He gets the rebound. Watch him bring it now, full court. To me, he's a little bit like Bobby Jones look-alike here. Except Bobby couldn't handle the ball quite like this. But a nice take, and watch how he just twists the ball into the basket, and he'll go to the line for the old-fashioned three-point play.
All right, Crabtree will try to complete the three-point play. Bobby Jones is going to get you for that.
I know, but Bobby couldn't handle the ball nearly as well as Crabtree can. Crabtree probably won't make the money Bobby made in the NBA either, but
a three-point play up and good. We've got an official timeout on the court. 7:49 to go in the first half. 29-15 Illinois Wesleyan with a 14-point lead. You're watching the NCAA Division III Men's National Championship. Nebraska Wesleyan fans keeping the faith, although they trail by 14 early.
Well, they'll be back. I've got a lot of confidence in that. Nebraska Wesleyan, located in Lincoln, Nebraska, founded 1887, in Conference of Nebraska-Iowa Athletic Conference. And it's noteworthy that that conference consists of every school there is a scholarship NAIA, different association, a scholarship school. Nebraska Wesleyan, the only Division III team in that conference, and yet they won it with an 11-1 record. That is a school with no scholarships going in and beating all the other schools with scholarships, finishing 11-1. That shows you how strong these Plainsmen are.
Fast break points, you can see Illinois Wesleyan with the edge, and the Titans come up with the turnover out of the timeout. That's demoralizing for Nebraska Wesleyan.
Especially when you're down 14. And look at the wide open looks that Crabtree's got.
Oh, he knocked that down. That's no problem for him. Crabtree with a big three.
The Plainsmen are going to have to improve defensively. They're being shocked here early. I don't know if it was that mentally they weren't quite as sharp as they were last night because of their tension of the big game. But they come out sort of sluggish, a half a step slow defensively, and Illinois Wesleyan making them pay.
Crabtree now with a dozen points. Illinois Wesleyan shooting a sizzling 63% from the field in the first 13 minutes of the first half. Kuhn takes it to the baseline, coming back out the other way, and they'll set it up.
Well, they'll look for the early opportunity. If they don't have it, they're very content to run their offense. And that mainly means reverse the ball and get it to Crabtree.
Crabtree is feeling it. That's the only way to describe it. He's got 14 now.
Tell you what, he had an outstanding game last night from the free throw line. Tonight, he's not wasting time going to free throw line. He's doing it on the lines in the middle of the game.
Offensive foul. Great defense down on the baseline by John Baines.
Everything going Illinois Wesleyan's way right now. Here you see Crabtree, a little pump fake, getting his defensive man totally off balance. A nice little pull-up pop. As I mentioned, this young man doing it in the middle of the game tonight, not waiting until the end to go to the free throw line.
6.5 minutes to go in the first half. It's a 19-point lead for Illinois Wesleyan.
Neither one of these teams are known for full court pressure, so catching up could be difficult.
That was clean. Crabtree nearly got the ball back to finish, but the rebound pulled down by Nate Thomas. Baseline, nice passing. Thomas got the ball, then he got fouled.
Both of these teams talk about, when you talk to the players, as we have the last 2 days, Dave, the thing you hear them say is everybody on our team's unselfish. We have great chemistry. There was a great example of it. 3 or 4 quick passes before the ball ever hit the floor.
Jason Osborne is whistled on the personal.
We talked about how well these kids pass and shoot the ball. We've seen examples of both of those here in the first half.
Just 2 team fouls on Illinois Wesleyan. Nebraska Wesleyan with 16 fouls, and there's the steal by Crabtree. Behind the back dribble, lost the handle. Loose ball, still loose, controlled by the Plainsmen. But you can see that Nebraska Wesleyan thinking more about working the ball inside. Thomas with the air ball. Good defense by Niebrugge.
Just not getting very good shots right now. They're trying to be a little bit more patient, but they're just not. The results aren't there. But again, when you're in a situation like this, Dave, you got to be patient. Stick with your game plan. It's too early to panic right now. There's a lot of basketball left to play.
Osborne into the lineup, and Crabtree will sit down momentarily. What a first half he's had. 14 points to lead all scorers.
It's good he can give him a rest when you got a lead.
So now the Titans operating with a 19-point lead. Backdoor cut. Niebrugge puts it in.
I tell you what, he can't do much outside of 3 feet of the basket, but he's an absolute maestro within that range. He's very athletic, got great hands, good moves, good concentration.
21-point lead in the first half, the largest of the game for Illinois Wesleyan. And now outside, a foul is whistled. And the foul is going to be called on Corey Kuhn.
Well, leadership is important when you're behind. And right there you see one of the leaders, or if not the leader of this basketball team, Mitch Mosser. And certainly he and Coach Reardon will have to rally the troops, hopefully here in the last 5 minutes, to cut into this lead a little bit and then try to regroup at halftime. You're down 21, you get it down to about 15 or 12 at half, that'd be a nice comeback.
3-point shot, no good. Nice tip inside by Thomas.
Well, Thomas has been Mr. Consistent for the Plainsmen, but last night, if you'd have been here with us as we were, you would have seen these guards just light it up tonight. They can't find the range at all. That's what's amazing about basketball. One night you got it, one night you don't, a little bit like golf.
Yeah, last night, Nebraska Wesleyan in the first half of their game with Williams College of Massachusetts shot 67% from the field in the first half. Niebrugge on the blocks, can't finish, loose ball, finally controlled by the Plainsmen.
Great execution by the Titans, but no benefits.
Boy, both these teams brought a lot of fans to this game, Butch. Illinois Wesleyan had 2 charter flights bringing fans in, and charter buses arriving today from Nebraska, from Lincoln, to cheer on the Plainsmen. Baseline shot too strong. Rebound by Nathan Hubbard.
I'll tell you right now, Ideas is rushing his shot. He's not in the rhythm, not in the flow.
A bus ride from Nebraska to Salem, Virginia, approximately 22 hours, but those fans of the Plainsmen were happy to do it, but they're not too happy about the score right now, 38-17.
Well, this is quite a surprise, because I would have thought Nebraska Wesleyan, based on last night's performance, would have been an awfully hard team to beat, much less get this kind of lead on. And here you see, that's a guy that's not known for his shooting, firing up, maybe a little bit more out of frustration. And they're breaking down totally on the defensive end of the floor.
That's Kuhn with the bucket and a 20-second timeout for Nebraska Wesleyan.
Dave, what's happening with Nebraska right now? They're frustrated on the offensive end, and it's affecting them on the defensive end. They've let it bother them mentally, and now they're not getting back and not stopping the basketball. And here you see Corey Kuhn goes coast to coast, rack to rack, almost uncontested. And again, that's just a mental breakdown. Everybody's frustrated, and it's really going to take an effort. You got to really stop the bleeding right now if you're Nebraska.
It's 40-17 with 3:31 to go in the first half. But if there's a storyline to this Final Four here in Salem, Virginia in Division III, it's don't get too comfortable when you get a big lead. Nebraska Wesleyan last night had a 22-point lead. Williams College pulled back to within 4 in the second half. The Titans of Illinois Wesleyan last night trailed Alvernia 14-0 right out of the blocks. They were down by 14 on 2 other occasions, fought back to win, so it can be done.
Well, you don't get here without being a great basketball team capable of doing a lot of things.
Pass inside. Thomas hangs with it, puts it up and in. He's got 8.
Now, when you score, you get a chance to set your defense, and already there's a good heads-up defensive play by the Plainsman. Chris Bosiger comes in, freshman, giving him a little lift. That's just a heads-up play. You got to note that right now that Corey Kuhn, the guard, is on the bench. There you see nice penetration by Bosiger. And then the following play, he picks up a charge. Here you're going to see, well, we didn't get to follow it up.
3:08 to go, first half. Illinois Wesleyan with the big lead. You're watching the NCAA Division III Men's National Championship. Illinois Wesleyan with an early lead on Nebraska Wesleyan, 40-19, 3:08 to go in the first half. 7 3-point shots have helped the Titans earn that big advantage. And here's a look, Butch, at the all-time Division III wins. Wittenberg leads the way, but you can see Illinois Wesleyan and Nebraska Wesleyan both in the top 5 all time.
Excellent basketball programs with a lot of consistency through the years, and that leads to good recruits, which leads to other good players. Now that's actually a legal play. It's not a backcourt violation, but he stepped on the sideline out of bounds. So that results in the turnover. He could go in the backcourt and pick that ball up.
Now, not the kind of thing you want to do coming out of a timeout if you're Nebraska Wesleyan. Another turnover.
Got to pick up the defensive intensity.
Nice pass inside. Niebringer, though, is stripped of the basketball. It's a turnover, and here come the Plainsmen of Nebraska Wesleyan. And you can see Illinois Wesleyan shooting twice as well as Nebraska Wesleyan at this point, 64% to 32%.
A lot of easy shots, and it is amazing. Who would have ever thought you could play zone against a team that lit it up like they did last night?
Three-pointer out of the corner, no good. Following his own shot is Kissinger, and a foul inside. Whistled as Thomas goes hard to the hole.
Kissinger just can't find the range. He doesn't even look comfortable, but yet he had the presence of mind on the rebound to find his teammate, Nate Thomas, who's usually, when he gets that close to the basket, is going to be able to put it in. He's 7th in the nation in field goal percentage, Nate Thomas is. Shooting 75% from the free throw line, too. That's what you like your inside players to be able to do. They're going to get fouled a lot. You'd like for them to be able to go to the free throw line and convert and make the defense pay for their mistake.
Thomas is kind of a rough customer, Butch. We were talking about Nate Thomas earlier today, and they say he's into stitches. He either gets them or gives them.
Well, I know one guy that has him. Matt Hoder, sitting on the bench for Illinois Wesleyan, got a couple last night. Alvernia, a very physical team. Now, this is, again, Crabtree, who at 6'7" and a forward for this team, takes responsibility. There you see Hoder with his stitches. Who says it's the non-contact sport?
And he's coming right back into the game, as is Corey Kuhn.
A factor in this game right now will be the fact that Illinois is getting some players rested. Here you're going to see the run and jump in the double team, and Crabtree able to put it on the floor. He draws a lot of attention and actually gained a foul there. So you're putting a great free throw shooter on the line. 19 to 22 last night, I believe.
Crabtree will get another. He earns the bonus. And returning to the lineup is Mitch Mosser for Nebraska Wesleyan. Boy, Crabtree comes from a great basketball family. His dad was a star at Upper Iowa University. His uncle Jerry was a former basketball captain at Illinois State. His sister is the all-time singles tennis champion at Illinois State. Great family.
Well, all of these players for Illinois Wesleyan come from Illinois, and almost all the Nebraska players come from Nebraska.
Pass inside. Thomas puts it up and in.
Thomas starting to exert himself inside, but he's getting a lot of great passes from Chris Bosiger from Cortland, Nebraska, the freshman, playing some heads-up basketball at the point guard and giving them a little bit of lift.
It's a 19-point lead now for the Titans of Illinois Wesleyan.
Bosiger might be in there more for his defensive ability to guard Kuhn, because Kuhn was having a field day while ago on Moser, excuse me.
Hoder, strong move and gets it to hang in there.
Almost another careless turnover there by Abias, but fortunately they survived.
Bosiger thought about a three, takes it into the paint, the dump down, and there's Thomas again. He's got 14 points in the first half now.
One thing Bosinger's doing is giving the Plainsmen some penetration and allowing them to get back and get their defense set.
Hoder wanted to go hard baseline and lost the ball out of bounds.
He's a very deceptive player. He's 6'4", built like a tackle on the football team, and looks to me to enjoy putting the ball on the floor more than just, posting up.
Push to follow up on a point you made earlier in the first half. Right now, Nebraska Wesleyan can't get the lead back all at once. They've got to chip away, try to get it down to a manageable figure as we get closer to halftime, which is now just a minute away. Thomas, too strong. And a foul is called on the rebound.
Well, they're doing the right thing, Nebraska is. Coach Reardon's got them going inside, getting a high percentage shot. That time they don't come away with anything, but that's a good plan of attack. There you see, he's going to convert most of the time or draw a foul. See, great effort there. There's sometimes there's such a thing as a good foul, and that's when you're going to the offensive glass. That's exactly what Ideas did there.
And Niebrigi earns the bonus. Team foul number 8.
1 minute, man.
Only 5 on Illinois. Playing that zone, you're not going to foul as much as Illinois has done. So it's kept them out of foul trouble, allowed them to have a little bit of a rest. Illinois has been able to sub here in the first half. They got everything going their way.
Inside, it's an easy one for Thomas. Now with 16, and the lead is 19.
You want my opinion, it's getting too easy inside for Nebraska now. They're starting to go right down that block every time and get Thomas a shot. Somebody's taking a little bit of a mental vacation for Illinois defensively.
Coon picked up the dribble, gets it back outside to Crabtree. They'll reset. We're down to 30 seconds to go. You can see the time remaining in the first half in the lower right-hand portion of your screen. Crabtree rises up for 3. And he's got 19 points in the first half.
This is a Roanoke, Salem area. That one was from over in Roanoke somewhere, man. Falling away. You kidding me? What a player, Brian Crabtree.
Another 3 up and good. A high arcing 3 that time for Ideas. And now Illinois Wesleyan has called a 20-second timeout with 4 seconds to go in the first half.
Well, you have 3 20-second timeouts in the TV game. You can only carry 2 to the second half. And Coach Bridges knew that he had 3 left, so he wanted to use it. Now he'll have a chance to set a play to get a good shot with only 4 seconds left here in the first half.
Well, we promised points, and we've delivered lots of points early on. 49-30 with 4 seconds to go in the first half. Here's Crabtree.
From way outside, nice follow through, nice extension on the shot. 19 points for the big fella. Perhaps the consensus player of the year in Division III basketball. That man's going to earn his pay at halftime right there.
Just 4 seconds to go. Here's Kuhn, lost the handle. And time will expire, and that is the end of the first half. And Denny Bridges and the Titans of Illinois Wesleyan head back to the locker room 20 minutes away from the school's first ever NCAA Division III National Championship. Our halftime activities are next from the Salem Civic Center in the Old Dominion. You're watching the NCAA Division III Men's National Championship.
Turned around defensively for Nebraska.
Scoring leaders, Brian Crabtree leading all scores with 19 points. Kuhn chipped in with a dozen.
The 2 names missing up there are Mosser and Kissinger. If you're I say Kissinger's only got 5 points. He's got to do more. And you see Mosser, one of the leading scorers, not even on the board.
And we are underway. Illinois Wesleyan in the green, Nebraska Wesleyan in the white uniforms, trimmed in gold.
Nebraska starting out man-to-man. Let's watch their defensive intensity.
Crabtree rises for a 3. No good.
Well, he was wide open coming off a holder screen. I mean, wide open.
So Nebraska Wesleyan, we were talking about this in the break, led the nation in field goal percentage in Division III. Shot just 38% from the field in the first half. They're going to have to increase that percentage if they want to make a run at the Division III National Championship here in the second half. Foul is called on Brent Niebrigi.
Illinois opens with a 3-2, the zone that they're not going to leave until Nebraska figures out how to beat it.
Mitch Mosser with the 3-pointer.
And we've been looking for him, and there he is, and that's a good way to get started. That brings the faithful from Nebraska to their feet.
And that cuts the lead to 16 points, and that is as close as Nebraska Wesleyan has been in quite a while.
Boy, Thomas is lucky. He came out of the hole that time. Holder wide open, but unfortunately Illinois couldn't find him. Unfortunately, they couldn't find him, depending on your perspective.
Holder looking inside. Back up top, Kuhn with the basketball, number 12 in green. Kuhn rises and hits. He's got 14. 51-33, just underway. Second half. Dave Weekley along with Butch Estes. This is the NCAA Division III National Championship game. And Nebraska Wesleyan heating up from the outside. It's Kissinger with a three.
Well, that's the strength, in my opinion. The two nights I've seen them with their team is a guard play. They come out with 2 straight threes, but defensively, they're still not getting the job done down there, and you're not going to cut into a big lead without some stops.
Niebrigi goes baseline, puts it up and in, and the points are coming quickly now, 53-36. Thomas shoots, and a foul is whistled inside on Nebraska Wesleyan.
We're going to see a replay here. Now you're going to see Niebrigi just go strong to the hoop. Easy bucket, just using his mobility. He didn't go north and south, he went east and west.
Jeff Miller is whistled on the personal, his second at the other end. Holder can't hit. Loose ball controlled by the Titans. Niebrigi puts it up, can't get it to go, but he'll go to the line for 2.
He might be the best 6'3" inside player in the country, and it's in an ability to find the hole and have good concentration in heavy traffic. And he's really a very, very fine athlete. Second team all-conference this year. How would you like to come from a JV program to making second team all-conference in one of the toughest conferences in the country?
That is impressive. This young man once scored 51 points in a high school game.
Both of these schools have JV teams where they develop young talent, and that's sort of a dinosaur in big-time basketball, but in the small college level, they still give a lot of kids an opportunity to play, and many who we don't think are going to be good players, given that extra year or two to develop, turn out to be good basketball players. Here, Dave, they play for the love of the game.
And the ball is lost. Ideas couldn't handle the pass. Rising up and hitting at the other end. That's Nathan Hubbard, the sophomore from Normal, Illinois.
Well, the guys in green have all the confidence in the world. Almost in every area of their game right now.
Crabtree nearly had the steal. 3 up and good. That's another 3-point shot for Kissinger. He's got 2 in the early going here in the second half.
Well, offensively, the Plainsmans have picked it up, but they have not defensively, and that is the area that they'll have to get it done. They're not going to outscore this Illinois bunch.
Illinois Wesleyan led by 19 at the half. Crabtree bumped as he goes hard to the hole, and a foul is called. Ideas will be whistled on the personal foul.
Now watch 34 here on the replay. Crabtree, don't need to call it 34. Look at the little elbow there pushing off, but the contact was initiated by Ideas, and therefore baseline out of bounds.
This is Crabtree. And the pass is blocked inside, but it comes right out front to Corey Kuhn, and they'll set it up.
It's nice help defense by Nebraska that time. No place to go for Crabtree.
Niebrigi in the paint, kicks it back out to Holder. 3 on the way, no good. Loose ball controlled by Thomas.
Finally got to stop.
Nebraska Wesleyan had the lead, sliced to 15 moments ago. They trail by 18 now. 3 on the way, and it's good. That's Mosser for 3, and the lead is sliced once again to 15.
That's a nice start here, and again, it gives them a chance to get into their full court little run and jump. Now, neither one of these teams are known for the full court pressure. In fact, Coach Bridges said he may be the only team playing for a national championship that doesn't have a full court press. He has no press.
Crabtree gets the roll, puts it up and in.
Somebody's got to do a better job of guarding the ball, and if you do get beat, your teammates have to rotate to help. You can't let a guy go all the way to the rack uncontested.
And we've got a whistle and a foul away from the basketball. Whistled on Holder.
Watch Crabtree able to just go around his man there. You saw him going around Jeff Miller. But that's not only Jeff Miller's fault, he's got to have help from his teammates.
Crabtree with 21. Illinois Wesleyan has a 59-42 lead. 15:39 to go in the game. You're watching the NCAA Division III Men's National Championship. Illinois Wesleyan continues to lead by 17, but Nebraska Wesleyan is trying to come back with some long-range shooting.
Well, a guy that had 30 last night, he only has 6 tonight, and both of them in the second half. That's a good sign for Nebraska as Mitch Mosser begins to heat up.
And there you can see the route that Nebraska Wesleyan followed to get into tonight's championship game. You take a look down and see that 3-point win over Wisconsin Stevens Point in the West Regional Final. Mosser hit a 3-point shot with a second to go to win that game.
Well, even though they're down right now by 17 points, remember this team won 25 games. You don't do that unless you can do some things really well. So don't count them out.
Thomas turns, puts it up and in.
Thomas is headed towards a career night. He's an outstanding game. His teammates are being very unselfish and looking for him in every case. Again, the full court pressure, be a little run and jump if they get an opportunity. Here it comes.
15-point lead. Thomas now with 18 points.
One of the things Illinois does well is handle. They got a lot of people that can handle the basketball. So that makes them hard to press.
Hoder is tripped up and goes down hard. It's Jerry Happ, the junior, whistled on the personal.
Well, we've got a short bench over there for Illinois already, and Hoder comes up limping, but I believe he's all right. Again, on the penetration, the dribble drive, a little bit unexpected for a guy his size, but he can take it strong to the hoop, and he's hurting a little bit. There's a little bit more pain in that ankle, and I think he wants to let us know.
Check that. The foul was whistled on B.J. Smith.
Number 34.
Now, if Illinois wanted to, they could sub anybody from their bench to shoot free throws. But Hoder actually is a pretty good free throw shooter. 77% from the line, so he's capable of banking his own, making his own deposits.
And he's got one more to come.
I bragged on him, gave him that television jinx.
He had his 2 best games on the road this year, scored 20 points at Wheaton and 20 points at Augustana.
He just had a good shot there of the crew socks, and if you care to pay attention, you'll notice there's no wonder the textile industry in America is having a tough time, because all these kids are wearing crew socks, not those big knee socks anymore. The shortage of socks in NCAA basketball, just a fad.
Thomas back outside. It's a 16-point lead. A 3 on the way, and that's the first shot that Nebraska Wesleyan has missed here in the second half.
Nebraska's got to get a little bit more movement on offense. They're doing a lot of standing around. I think they'd be a little bit more effective if they could get some cutters and some movements and step into their shots instead of just passing it around. Again, I mentioned a moment ago, I think Hoder was hurt a little bit more than he let on, and now I think the pain is really beginning to get to him. And this is Coach Bridges done an outstanding job. Remember now, Andy Boyden, one of his top inside players is this young man Hoder. He's already out of the game. So
we're taking a look at that left ankle. John Baines is into the lineup now, number 54 in green for Illinois Wesleyan.
Well, Hoder's had a rough tournament. He's going to have to see a doctor when he gets back. He had stitches last night, his ankle tonight.
Kuhn for 3, knocks it down.
Well, Baines got thrown to the floor with the defense trying to get through to Kuhn, and if you don't get through to him, he'll make you pay.
Nebraska Wesleyan, good ball movement. Thomas goes up and is fouled, and he'll go to the line. And the foul is going to be called on Baines.
Baines will probably play a lot more minutes here as we go down the stretch due to the injuries that have evolved for Illinois. Thomas so far tonight really been involved in the offense. He's got 18 points. 4 for 4 from the free throw line. He's been the only thing. There you see, it's not really his ankle, it's more the top of his foot.
Didn't touch the rim on either one of those 2 free throw attempts. 63-46. And now the pressure in the backcourt. Kuhn's able to get it to a teammate. Crabtree ahead.
Got well to handle the ball. One more pass and it'd been showtime. Excellent ball movement. They're beating the press like you should with the pass, not the dribble. That was a clinic.
That was a basket-saving deflection by B.J. Smith.
You don't win as many games as coaches won, 500 and some, without being able to coach.
Niebrigi has the shot deflected out of bounds and will stay at this end with the Titans of Illinois Wesleyan. Illinois Wesleyan came into this game with a 5-game winning streak. Kuhn out of the corner, no good. Loose ball controlled by Niebrigi. Missed it all.
Boy, is he a battler or what? He's so active. That's what I like. Quick off his feet. Quick to the ball. And just got a big heart and plays with a lot of effort. That's how you go from JV to being second-team all-conference, when you've got a big heart and you play hard. There's a lesson for everybody out there.
Smith will leave the lineup. And Isaac Russell, 20 in white, is in the lineup.
Interchangeable players, but there's my buddy again. He just does it by being active. He won't do much outside 3 feet, but boy, inside, he's deadly.
65-46 now. And it appears as if the Titans have stemmed the mini run of Nebraska Wesleyan. Boy, Thomas getting a lot more attention now inside. Tough luck shot, in and out. Thomas had it, lost it. And now a foul is whistled inside. And that was Isaac Russell really working hard inside.
Great second effort there. Missed the first shot, went back and got it again, drew the foul. 4th team foul.
Mosser will trigger. And quickly on the pull-up pop, no good. Mosser has the rebound. Goes back under the rim and takes it back outside. This is Thomas.
Boy, he's on fire. His teammates are doing a great job of getting him the ball. He even received a little push from the back that time and able to score.
Thomas now leads all scorers with 22 points.
The biggest problem Nebraska's had is they haven't been able to slow down Illinois offensively. They're letting them reverse the ball, and Coach Bridges told us today that they're really good when they can reverse that ball, and they are doing an excellent job. And conversely, a byproduct of that is to get the ball right down inside and get great shots.
Boy, Niebrigi coming up big in this national championship game. He's got 17, and at the other end, a 3 is up and good for Chad Ideas.
Well, that was a nice shot. He's got quite an arc on his shot when he shoots it.
Sure does.
You don't ask how, you ask how many.
67-51, the lead is 16.
Full court, man-to-man, denied defense. But I feel like Illinois is going to be a difficult team to press because so many guys can handle the ball so well.
Illinois Wesleyan 28-2 coming into this national championship game. Crabtree tried to drop it down. It's out of bounds. That's a turnover, and Nebraska Wesleyan will have the ball.
Now that's Crabtree's fault there. That pass was right at Niebrigi's foot. He didn't have a chance to recover it.
Boy, Brian Crabtree won't do too many things wrong. He got the word this week. He's an academic All-American. Illinois Wesleyan.
There's another one.
Three-point shot, no good. Crabtree the rebound, pass ahead, deflected away from Baines. It'll stay at this end.
No organization that fast break. Coach Bridges just wants them to get out and run hard, pitch the ball ahead, take the ball to the basket. They do an excellent job.
An official timeout on the court, 11:57 to go in the game. Illinois Wesleyan sensing their first ever Division III national championship. Leads Nebraska Wesleyan by 16. We're halfway home in the second half. Butch, let's take a look and see if we can pick up where the injury occurred to the Titans' Matt Hoder.
Well, there you see him, and you see him just kind of twist his foot and sort of gets caught in between a little bit of his own feet as well as one of the opponents. And I'm sure he strained some ligaments on the top of the foot, and now you're going to see what happened to him last night. I hope he's got a good hospitalization insurance policy because he's certainly going to need it, because you're going to watch here very closely and watch Hoder go in there and see the elbow right there, inadvertent elbow. But he's got a hurt foot, and there you see the stitches in the eye. And, you know, I'll tell you, we've got a graduate of Illinois by the name of Ed Rust, who is a CEO of State Farm Insurance. And certainly he may call an alumni if it's not illegal to give him an insurance policy so he can pay for all his medical bills.
That's a good point.
Steve Vogel, author of the true crime book Reasonable Doubt, a very, very great novel, or nonfiction book, graduate of Illinois Wesleyan.
Three-point attempt by Nathan Hubbard rims out. And a good look at a three, and he knocks it down. That's Mitch Mosser. 13-point lead, 67-54. That is as close as Nebraska Wesleyan has been in quite a while.
Something tells me the Plainsmen are done. There's too much character on this basketball team to give up. You don't get to the national championship game and give up.
Corey Kuhn.
It'll be interesting to see how Illinois can react under pressure.
And no foul is called, just a deflection out of bounds, and Crabtree can't believe it.
If that had been on the streets of Salem, it would have been an arrest for mugging. Watch this. Take it any way you want. Maybe he did get a little bit of the orange. It sure looked like it was.
Crabtree can't get it to go. In transition, here comes Nebraska Wesleyan.
This will be a different game if they can get it under double digits.
Mosser with another good look. It's a 10-point game.
Somebody's got that right arm warmed up now. They took it out of ice, and he's like a reliever coming out of the bullpen. He's getting the job done.
The Plainsmen of Nebraska Wesleyan are coming on. They've cut the lead to 10. The ball slapped away, and it'll stay with the Titans.
Excellent call. Good concentration by the official. It will be interesting to see if the score gets close. How does Illinois react under pressure of a close game? It's easy to play when you're way ahead.
Mosser now with 12 points, all on three-point shots, all in the second half. Air ball, no good. Niebrugge saved it. Inside, shot no good by Baines, and Nebraska Wesleyan clears the board. And the fans of the Plainsmen behind the Nebraska Wesleyan bench are on their feet, as they have been throughout this game. Inside, the shot is up, no good. But heading to the free throw line will be Chad Ideas.
Slow whistle, but a good decision. I like to see that referee make sure of what he calls. A slight hesitation here as he made up his mind. He made sure he called what he saw, not what he thought. Excellent call by the official.
The foul is whistled on John Baines. That's his third.
Number 34, Ideas at the line, 2-2.
And another to come. The lead is sliced to 9. And the transfer from Nebraska, well, he's used to these postseason games. Last year, when he was a member of the Cornhuskers, they were getting ready for the NIT Finals.
Went all the way in one thing.
And the lead is now 8.
But you know, kids like to play. They don't like to sit the bench. And I think one of the biggest mistakes young athletes make in high school is they go one step above their head and don't get to play as much as they'd like to sometimes.
Baines has it on the baseline. The feed, the shot, up and good. Count it, and the foul. Niebrugge.
Well, I tell you, Illinois does a wonderful job of breaking the press. They pass the ball, advance it by the pass. Here you're going to see, watch, just turn, look. Great pass. We got one more coming up here now as Niebrugge breaks right down Broadway. And you can see Wu is close. But no hesitation on behalf of the officials.
And now Niebrugge has 20 points, and the lead is back into double digits. It's 70-59 inside of 10 minutes to go.
Stopped a little bit of the momentum that Nebraska had, maybe.
Nebraska Wesleyan has really heated up from outside the arc here in the second half.
Now we've got a man-to-man by Illinois, and immediately Nebraska goes to their man-to-man offense, which is really an old UCLA-type play where they'll try to get the ball down on the block, especially to Thomas. Now this is a switch of defenses here.
Now Niebrugge has picked up his 4th personal foul.
Playing that man-to-man, you're going to pick up more fouls.
Boy, Mosser wanted a 3, and Kuhn was right up in his face defensively. Another good look at a 3. It's up and good.
Chris Bosiger.
Bosiger hits it. It's an 8-point lead, 70-62. And a turnover.
Well, has momentum changed addresses or what? I mean, in the first half, he went to Illinois. Now he's moved to Nebraska.
Crabtree tried to force his way through the backcourt double team and dribbled it out of bounds right in front of the Plainsman bench.
We got 9:20 left to play. A lot of basketball. Now here's a young man that's coming in the game that I felt helped turn it around last night. Jason Osborne, 6'3", 180, New Holland, Illinois. Excellent defensive player. I felt like last night came in against Alvenia and made a couple big defensive plays.
Thomas loops it inside. It's up and in.
Beautiful high-low, but we've got a serious, I don't know how serious, but boy, as soon as he made the shot, Ideas went down, turned his ankle. He's getting up just on courage right now. I think we got the same situation we had a minute ago with Hodder. He's probably hurt a little bit more than he cares to admit. He's okay right there, but there as he loses, you see him come down and just out of the picture. But you can tell he's in pain. He's walking it off, and as long as he stays up, if he were to sit down, I'm sure it'd swell up on him.
He's going to stay in the game. The lead is 6, 70-64, and you can see the run the Plainsmen have been on over the last 2 minutes.
And last night I saw Nebraska play some of the best defense that I've seen a team play all year long. Just hard-nosed, tough man-to-man. Here's the run and jump. Nice ball movement.
And those baskets that were coming so easily for Illinois Wesleyan in the first half, now very, very difficult to obtain. Kuhn, the runner in the lane, no good. Ball tap controlled by the Plainsmen. Mosser at the top of the key. Bosiger, 22 with the basketball. Back to Mosser. 70-64, 8.5 minutes to go. Thomas banging inside, trying to get position. He's got the ball now. Turns to the traffic, puts it up. And a travel is called. No basket.
But you got to give Thomas an E for effort or an A for effort there. He's really playing the game of his life here when it counts the most. You keep going in there, Dave, good things are going to happen. That's where you want to go with the basketball.
This arena, the Salem Civic Center, is small, but it's loud. There are 3,000 fans packed in here tonight, and they're on their feet for this NCAA Division III National Championship game. Illinois Wesleyan led by 19 at the break. They lead by 6 now. Kuhn going hard to the hole. The pass dropped in and out in the cylinder for Matt Mann, but Nebraska Wesleyan has the ball.
Matt hadn't played a lot this year.
3 on the way, no good. Long rebound back out top to Mosser.
Thought that was a little bit out of Bosinger's range there.
Inside of 8 minutes to go now, 70-64. Illinois Wesleyan with a 6-point lead. Mosser rises up and hits.
You better get on him like the Secret Service is on the president. You can't give him any daylight. Notice the running the baseline by the Titans. Smart play. Again, almost every player on this team can advance the ball up the court.
Nebraska Wesleyan has sliced a 19-point lead to 3 here in the second half.
Well, they certainly have picked up their defensive intensity. That's got them triggered along with some outstanding three-point shooting by Mosser, who was silent in the first half.
Loose ball, and it'll go to the Plainsmen. Or will it?
Good job by the officials here to confer to make sure that they got the right call.
And the call is reversed, and the Titans will hold possession.
Neither coach complaining. Coaches respect officials who will take their time to make the right call.
We've got an official timeout on the court. Things have tightened considerably in Salem. You're watching the NCAA Division III Men's National Championship. Nebraska Wesleyan right back in this ball game, trailing Illinois Wesleyan 70-67 with just over 7 minutes to go.
And you can see the three-point shooting has really heated up for the Plainsmen. But let's give Coach Todd Raridan and his staff a lot of credit. They didn't panic. They showed a lot of poise, and they're back in this game.
And you can see Denny Bridges. He's been through plenty of wars in his 32 years as the head coach at Illinois Wesleyan. You got to look at the route that the Titans traveled to get into this national championship game. And you can see how Nebraska Wesleyan heating up, in particular from outside the arc. They're 9 of 13 on three-point shots here in the second half. Air ball.
That was an absolute panic. I did not notice the shot clock, but unless it was about to expire, that was a terrible shot.
Another three-point shot will tie the game on this trip for the Plainsmen. Mosser is fouled as he goes to the hole.
Well, they've got Hubbard on Mosser. Hubbard is known as their best defensive player. At that time, Mosser, known lighting it up from 3, decided to take it on the drive and drew the foul.
Mosser has scored all 15 of his points here in the second half, and that foul, the 7th on the Titans. So Nebraska Wesleyan in the bonus.
And this is a guy that can just pure out shoot 75% from the free throw line, 46% on the season from the three-point line. And as you say, all 15 of his points have come on 5 of 10 from the three-point line here in the second half.
The Plainsmen trailed in the first half by 21 at 40-19, and now are just 1 point behind the Titans at 70-69.
Well, they haven't completed their comeback. They've expended a lot of energy. It'll be interesting to see if they can complete it.
Three-point shot, no good. Rebound, out of bounds, and it'll stay with the Titans of Illinois Wesleyan.
I mentioned it earlier, Dave, but it'll be interesting to see how the Titans react to the pressure of a close game. Will they tighten up?
And now we've got a 20-second timeout called by Illinois Wesleyan. Illinois Wesleyan had a 19-point lead with less than 12 minutes to go in the game.
But this guy right here showed great leadership and poise and never panicking, just staying with his game plan, believing in his kids, and it'll be curious to find out what he told them at halftime. Whatever he told them has sure fired up those fans.
Nebraska Wesleyan has been able to erase a 19-point deficit in 5 minutes here in the second half. And that tells you a little bit about the ability, if you can hit your threes, to get right back into ball game.
Spurt ability, and boy, can it happen so quick.
Niebrugge on the out-of-bounds play gets it up and in. He's back in the lineup playing with 4 personal fouls.
But he's the key. Now back to the 3-2 zone by the Titans.
Mosser has been so hot, 32 in white for Nebraska Wesleyan here in the second half. Shot clock down to 10. Ideas takes it down to the baseline. Skip pass under the bucket. Three-pointer rimmed out. Rebound, no good. Niebrugge to rebound for the Titans of Illinois Wesleyan.
Well, he made a great effort to go get that ball offensively, but he just didn't have the body balance to complete the play.
Kuhn goes hard down the lane, and a foul is called.
It will be sideline out of bounds. That's only the 6th on Nebraska. You don't want to put Kuhn on the free throw line. I can tell you that. He's deadly. We're going to see if they can answer it now. They came back with a big basket by Niebrugge a while ago. A bucket here would be big in changing momentums.
Crabtree with the ball. He had 19 points in the first half, but only 2 here in the second. And the pass is deflected and stolen.
Well, bounce pass might have been a better option, but Niebrugge just stood there and reached out. He didn't step to meet the ball. Results in a turnover.
And as Thomas gets good position, he's fouled over the top by John Baines.
He did just the opposite of Niebrugge. He stepped to meet the ball, therefore putting Baines in a foul situation. And as you mentioned or noted earlier, Dave, they will be shooting at least a 1-1 for the next 2, and then it'll be 10 fouls. The double bonus will be the foul. Both these teams, great free throw shooting teams.
Thomas short arms the front end of the 1-and-1, and now a foul is called on the rebound.
Nebraska Wesleyan is shooting 72% from the free throw line. And Illinois Wesleyan is shooting just about the same. Actually 77% from the free throw line. So when those green shirts walk up to that 15-foot tape, they're pretty good at it.
Nathan Hubbard will go to the free throw line. That's the 7th team foul on the Plainsmen of Nebraska Wesleyan. Both teams now in the bonus.
You got to watch that ball leave the hand. That time Nebraska had about 3 players step in. Hubbard's 79%, not going to miss many.
Hubbard with a bit of an unusual motion at the line, but he drops him through true. 74-69, 5.5 minutes to go.
A couple of important possessions here for Nebraska, because if Illinois can reestablish this lead with their ability to handle the ball and shoot free throws, they'll be difficult to catch down the stretch.
Mosser with the touch pass inside, and a tough follow away on the baseline by Chad Ideas.
Boy, that was a high-risk pass, but it worked, and I thought Ideas made the most of it with a high archer. Big bucket to stay close.
74-71. The lead is 3 for the Titans of Illinois Wesleyan.
Execution now. This is what you start practice back on October 23rd for execution.
Crabtree, too strong, into traffic. Mosser comes out of there with a basketball for the Plainsmen.
Only 1 3 away from tying this thing.
Ideas controls the loose pass. And that will go into the backcourt, and it is a backcourt violation.
That wasn't a very good clinic in passing the ball. Neither of them could get their paws on it. Good thing that Mosser went and picked that ball up, because if he hadn't, they wouldn't have had a chance to set their defense.
That is the 12th turnover on Nebraska Wesleyan.
Numbers are about even, but turnovers from this point on will be really important. You can double the value of taking care of the ball right now.
Crabtree drops it down to Niebrugge. He controls the ball back outside to Baines. Missed the shot. Thomas the rebound for Nebraska Wesleyan.
Right now, offensively, you want to execute, get the ball in your best player's hands and let him do the operating.
Mosser, who's been so hot in the second half. Thomas had the ball in the paint. They continue to whip it around. Driving down the lane. Three-point shot. Up. No good. That would have tied the game. Niebrugge with a tough rebound in traffic for the Titans.
Tell you what, there's some tired guys on that floor right now, Dave.
Hubbard for three. Got it.
There's one open guy on that floor, and they found him.
What a turnaround. Nebraska Wesleyan could have tied the game with a three at one end, but Hubbard hits a huge three at the other, and the lead is 6. And we've got a timeout on the court in Salem, Virginia. The NCAA Division III National Championship game coming right down to the horn. Illinois Wesleyan with a 6-point lead. Illinois Wesleyan now with a 6-point lead on Nebraska Wesleyan in the Division III National Championship game. Huge three by Nathan Hubbard.
I mean, he is so wide open. Somebody is totally lost defensively in transition. Hubbard known more for his assists than his shooting. Delivers an insurance three-point bucket, and you see the bench is fired up. But we still got 3:25 left. A lot of basketball to play.
Look at Nebraska Wesleyan's three-point shooting in the second half. 9 of 15 from outside the arc. The Plainsmen in the white uniforms have the basketball now as we count down to the 3-minute mark. Nebraska Wesleyan trails by 6. Mosser, the tough shot. No good. Niebrugge has the rebound for the Titans.
Too early to sit on it. You want to keep playing, run your offense, get it to your best players, and let them operate. I'd say that'd be Crabtree or Kuhn unless they can find somebody wide open.
And the foul is whistled on Smith as Crabtree tried to work his way across the lane.
Illinois Wesleyan will be shooting a 1-and-1. I don't want to jinx them, but they're very good at the line, so this is a tough team to catch up to.
Crabtree at the line, 1-and-1.
83% free throw shooter, and I'll remind you that Kuhn is an 88% free throw shooter. And if I'm Coach Bridges, he didn't win 500 and some games without knowing whose hand to put the ball into.
Crabtree with a pair from the free throw line. The Titans now 15 of 18 from the charity stripe tonight. And they've ballooned that lead back to 8 at 79-71. Thomas is able to get it to go inside. He's got 24 points in this game. Crabtree pricks up the dribble.
That press is for one trap and out. And again, they're just going to have to play intense pressure defense and probably foul. They're in a position yet right now they don't have to foul at this point. There's enough time left to catch up without fouling. Got to play good defense. Got to stop them.
Niebrugge has been huge in this game. The drive and score.
Points that finger towards his fans up in the crowd. I think the Big Green are starting to smell it a little bit.
Niebrugge with 24 points. Tough pass inside. Nice catch there by B.J. Smith, and he'll go to the free throw line. Clock stop now with 1:55 to go. 81-73.
Great cut from the backside on the blind side. Somebody lost sight of their man. And B.J. Smith, the 6'2 junior from Southern Nebraska, he took advantage of it. There you see Matthew Holder down with a foot. He's out for the game, obviously. But I'm sure he won't have as much pain if his teammates can win this game. That foot will feel a lot better.
John Baines has fouled out of the game, and Baines got some additional minutes after the Holder injury tonight.
Baines is an 86% free throw shooter, so they'll miss him being in that lineup right now.
Jason Osborne returns.
He's only a 59% free throw shooter, so this is the guy you want to go after if you're trying to foul.
B.J. Smith was a starter last season. Hits the free throw, one more to come. 81-74. Smith needs to make this to make it a two-possession game for Nebraska Wesleyan.
Smith not a great free throw shooter.
Thomas keeps it alive. He has the ball but can't control it. Kuhn has the basketball for the Illinois Wesleyan Titans.
You can't imagine what's going through the coaches' minds right now, especially if you're winning. You're thinking, God, if we can just hold on just a minute and a half more, we're going to win the national championship.
And right now, the Titans want to run some clock. Down to 10 seconds on the shot clock.
The only thing Coach Bridges doesn't have in his collection of awards.
Crabtree threw it away, nearly threw it away. Nebraska Wesleyan knocked the ball out of bounds. The Titans will have it, but with only 4 seconds on the shot clock.
Good observation, Dave. Just because the ball's knocked out of bounds doesn't mean you reset.
It's a 20-second timeout called by Illinois Wesleyan.
Now, by my unofficial statistics, that's their last 20-second, but they still have 2 fulls. Nebraska has 2 fulls and 2 20s left, so they're in good shape. And they'll need them down the stretch here because after they score, they may want to call time to set their defense.
Boy, what a terrific Final Four it's been here in Salem, Virginia at the Salem Civic Center. 2 great semifinal games on Friday. And Nebraska Wesleyan trailed in this game by 21 points, sliced the lead to a single point earlier in this second half. 81-74, less than 90 seconds to go. The Titans with the lead and the basketball. 3 on the way for Crabtree, no good. Niebrugge, the rebound. Had the ball stripped, but the Titans will possess it.
Niebrugge's just a blue-collar player. He just doesn't get his name in the stats or in the headlines, but I bet his girlfriend loves him.
Crabtree off the baseline, no good, but he's fouled, and he'll go to the line with 1:16 to go.
Excellent execution on the baseline out of bounds play. Produces a good look for Brian Crabtree. He'll put one of the best free throw shooters in the country on the free throw line. And this man's patience has been tested tonight. He's seen his team come all the way back. We've seen a good Illinois Wesleyan team answer the bell, hanging on.
Crabtree with 19 of his 23 points in the first half earns the bonus.
Brian Crabtree told me yesterday that his most vivid memory is a loss last year in the semifinals to Rowan, and he says that's what's motivating for 365 days. He and his teammates, that loss. They were on a mission to come back here and win it for themselves and their coach.
Rowan won last year's Division III national champion, so we're guaranteed a new champion, and right now it's beginning to look like it's going to be Illinois Wesleyan. Mutzer with a 3.
No, that's very poor defense by by Illinois Wesleyan. You've got to play a man-to-man situation here and stay out the threes. That's the only way, in my opinion, at this point they can lose the game. And there, at that time, my gosh, he was wide open. There wasn't anybody around him. You're going to sit
down with 20 points all in the second half, and Nebraska Wesleyan's called a 20-second timeout.
Might be a good job, Illinois, to switch to a little bit of man-to-man right here to get out on those shooters, because the three-pointers, as well as Illinois shoots free throws, three-pointers are the only thing. A quick 2 and a foul probably won't do it for Nebraska, but three-pointers will. So you've got to do Illinois. You've got to get out there and switch all picks and stay out three-point shooters and force Nebraska to put the ball on the floor and go inside the three-point line.
Full court pressure defense obviously being employed by the Plainsmen. 1:08 to go. The lead is 6 for the Titans of Illinois Wesleyan. Crabtree has the ball in his hands. Into the front court.
It's the guy you want to foul right there. I don't know if they did it because they knew to do it, but that's the man. Osborne only a 59% free throw shooter. You got to give Bosinger a little bit of credit. Found the right guy. If you're Illinois, you want to keep the ball in Kuhn's hands and Crabtree, because it's the same as death and taxes. Now Osborne, the young man, just a freshman from New Holland, Illinois. Yes, he can.
Stroke that one.
Can he handle the pressure? Yes.
Both teams now in the double bonus.
When you get in this situation, you don't think about pressure. You think about repetition and what you've been taught all your life. Just do it again.
Knocks down the free throws. And entering to the lineup for Illinois Wesleyan is Matt Mann. He's back in there. We're inside of a minute to go now in the game.
Get out on the three-point shooters and limit them to one shot. That's what you got to do if you're Illinois.
Mosser wanted the three, couldn't get free for it.
Got to do more screening, not enough screening.
Three-pointer, too strong. Loose ball. And the ball will stay with the plainsman of Nebraska Wesleyan.
Well, these student athletes of both of these teams, as he was falling out of bounds, his teammates were calling timeout. That's a smart head-up play, but referee did not recognize it. Need a quick three here if you can, or maybe a two. A two would cut it to 6. A lob wouldn't be all bad. Not doing a lot of screening, though, to get guys open.
Mosser out of the corner.
Mosser doesn't need a screen.
Mosser with a quick three. It's 85-80, 41.7 seconds to go. It's a 20-second timeout called by Nebraska Wesleyan. Oh, check that. Illinois Wesleyan got the timeout, I believe.
Wow, why would they want one? I would have think.
The official motion that it was Illinois Wesleyan's timeout.
Double check that.
Boy, Mosser in the second half has just been on fire.
Well, that's what you expect one of your aces to do. Yeah, he's an all-region baseball player as well, but right now baseball is probably the furthest thing from his mind. He's thinking more about how he can make up a 5-point lead in 41 seconds, and he'll go to the diamond sometime next week. Hopefully a winner of a national championship.
5-point lead, Illinois Wesleyan with the ball. Crabtree has it. And block is
close call.
Boy, that's a tough call to make for that official right in front of the plainsman bench.
Again, you'd like to get that double team to make him give it up, then foul. You don't want to put this guy to the free throw line.
Another situation substitution coming here as Mann will enter. And Osborne will exit. And coming back, Nate Thomas for Nebraska Wesleyan. And Jeff Miller will exit for the moment.
Thomas coming in for offense, of course, rebounding. Now, if Illinois can hit their free throws, they're going to be hard to catch. They've been perfect down the stretch when they've had to have them.
Now 20 of 23 as a team. Finally a miss.
Well, it's a 2-possession game.
Mosser, who's been so hot. 3 out of the corner. Good! Shot is good by Kissinger.
Illinois.
Immediate timeout. It's a 3-point game.
Illinois continues to lead these 3-point shooters. You've got to stay right on Mosser, right on Kissinger. I don't care where they go. You can't ever leave them. You can't help off. You can't do anything.
We'll step aside momentarily. You're watching the NCAA Division III Men's National Championship. They trail now by 3 with 30 seconds to go.
Refuse to lose, I'm sure, is their motto. And there you see Kissinger, nothing but the rim, the net, the bottom of the net. They're leaving him too wide open. They got to stay with him all the time.
Titans with the ball and a 3-point lead. Full court pressure defense employed by the
Get it out of his hands. Do not foul him. Get it out. Good timeout. You don't want to foul him. You got enough time to trap him, make him give it up, and then go foul the next guy that receives the ball. And I say that because he's a great free throw shooter, Dave. He's almost sure to make the basket.
So Illinois Wesleyan calls the timeout, and this will be a full timeout. 27.6 seconds to go. The NCAA Division III National Championship game coming right down to the final buzzer. A 19-point lead at halftime by Illinois Wesleyan, but some outstanding 3-point shooting by Nebraska Wesleyan in the second half has tightened things up considerably.
Well, that got them here, and that's gonna get them there if they're gonna make it. And you can see the fans enjoying and getting their money's worth. This game good as advertised. Either team still got a great opportunity to pull off the big one.
For Nebraska Wesleyan, this is their 4th trip to the NCAA Division III Final Four. They finished 3rd 3 times in the 80s. They finally got to the championship game tonight, and they're trying to come from behind and win their first ever national championship. For Illinois Wesleyan and their veteran coach Denny Bridges, the Titans also looking for their first ever Division III national title tonight.
But 2 of the winningest programs in the history of NCAA Division III. What else would you expect?
27.6 seconds to go. Illinois Wesleyan the ball, leading 86-83. Along with Butch Estes, Dave Weekley courtside at the Salem Civic Center in Salem, Virginia.
Trap. Now foul, too late.
The ball is ahead, it's a 2-on-1. They take it back outside. And Crabtree is fouled with 20.4 seconds to go.
I'd like to see them take it onto the basket. It looked like they had a layup, but they decided to pull it back out. But the one thing they did well was get it in one of their best free throw shooters' hands. Now we're going to bring in that word pressure with a capital P. 2 different statistics you keep on kids at the free throw line. You keep regular free throw shooting and free throw shooting under pressure. Some guys can do it, some guys can't.
Crabtree will have another.
And it's only fitting that the player of the year, he can do it.
And last night, in their win over Alvernia, he hit 19 of 22 from the line.
Nothing but internet on that one, baby.
5-point lead inside of 20 seconds to go. Illinois Wesleyan's got to get a 3 up. Ideas with a shot. It won't go. Rebound. And the Titans have
they can put these
5-point lead, and they're going back to the free throw line with 11.5 seconds to play.
They've got a they can put these 2 free throws down. That'll be a 7-point game, make it 3 possessions. That's an impossibility for Nebraska. If you were to miss 2 quick baskets, perhaps a 2 now and a 3 later, can get the job done and tie the game. So the Plainsmen aren't out of it yet.
Todd Raridan, the head coach of Nebraska Wesleyan, still working hard. This game's not over.
Remember, there are no losers in this game. There's only one team that'll be disappointed, but no losers.
Yeah, but only one team's going home with the trophy.
Well, that's true, but doggone, you don't get this far without having a class operation with great kids and great players and great schools. And these young men have represented themselves extremely well, as have the players from Williams and Alvernia. This a big free throw. This will ice it. National championship if it goes. Still got time, but it's going to be tough.
2-possession game. Nebraska Wesleyan needs a quick 3. Mossa rises up. No good. Rebound. Illinois Wesleyan. Out of bounds with 1.6 seconds to go. And they're sensing a national championship on the Titan sideline.
Let the celebration start in Norman, Illinois. Number 587 win is going to be sweet for the Dean of College Coaches.
Count it. The basket counts. 89-86. The national champions of NCAA Division III college basketball for 1997, the Titans of Illinois Wesleyan. Illinois Wesleyan completes a 29-2 season with a national championship victory, 89-86 over the Plainsmen of Nebraska Wesleyan. Butch Estes, what a fabulous game.
Unbelievable. Just so much credit to Denny Bridges and his team. Lost 6 out of their top 7 players a year ago. Came back, had some injuries, had one of their best players get mono, yet they find a way to win this game. A very special victory for a very special group of young people.